Welcome to the first episode in the year 2025 of Conscious Educators, the Heart-Centered Classroom. I am your host, Rodney Salomon, and I am so honored to hold space for you as we begin this new year. Now, today's episode is a little bit different. It is just me, no studio time. Brother Mike is going to be back in the next episode. And today we're going to dive into the wisdom of the season and all the beautiful principles that can guide us not only as educators, but most importantly, as human beings who are committed on this journey of growth and transformation. And we are in the season of winter. And this is something that I always like to reflect on because the seasons have valuable wisdom, insights, and information. And this is sometimes a space where it truly symbolizes stillness, reflection, and the preparation for transformation. Winter invites us to embrace the darkness, the parts of ourselves that we often like to push away, not as something that we should fear, right? But as a fertile space we can look at to plant seeds for new beginnings, for transformation, or more importantly, just simply renewal of ideas that might have got lost within the darkness of our own closet. It's truly a moment for us, especially myself, to pause and connect back internally, process various goals, and prepare to emerge into the next version of who we are meant to be. And if we can begin to see the magic that is held within all the seasons, it can be a catalyst to support our continuous growth and transformation on our journey. Now, some more wisdom for us to reflect on as this episode is not going to be super long, but really just getting us prepared for this new year and really grounding us in a meditative practice that truly helps us develop the foundational tools and skills that we can carry with us throughout the year. I want you to look and think about winter as like being a cocoon, right? For the caterpillar. And in that stillness, the caterpillar isn't merely just waiting, it's transforming, right? And we know the cocoon is a dark space, it's tight and it's isolating and it can feel lonely. But it's also where the caterpillar dissolves into something entirely new. It's where the transformation takes place. And I don't take that lightly. In our KE training, the cocoon phase, the transformation phase is typically the most powerful part of the training process because that's where we develop the skills to truly move into our shadows and to bring forth new light. Now, this process mirrors our own journey. And all of us go through stages of being the caterpillar, consuming as much as we can, and then going into the cocoon, taking all that substance, that knowledge, that wisdom that we have gained, and using it in the darkness to be a part of our transformation. Sometimes the most profound transformations happen when we allow ourselves to sit with the discomfort and truly trust the process, really having faith in knowing that there is value, there is purpose in the pain. And this becomes easier when you have the proper foundation of embodiment, when you have developed the skill set of really heightening your self-awareness through mindfulness, through checking in with yourself, through observation and stillness, and truly witnessing the various layers of your being, and also developing the skill set of self-regulation, as simple as just learning how to notice your breathing but consciously control your breathing so that way you can bring yourself back to your center. And then we layer on the gratitude, not just for all the good in our life, but also what we label bad. And that gratitude gives us hope. That gratitude gives us a silver lining and it helps us really develop the skill set of optimism. And then from there, the connection, the authenticity allows for us to really move into the shadow. And that's a prerequisite because the saying to put you in the cocoon without the experience of embodiment is not going to be the best path to take. Now, For myself, in the beginning of my first transformation, right, I was resisting moments of stillness, right? I was someone that had the gift to endure anything. And I give that towards my testament of playing college football for 5 years and the grueling workouts and the practices and even the games and the pain that I learned to endure, mentally move my mind into different spaces. If I could push through this, it'll be over, right? If I can just keep on going, if I could keep on grinding. So many people that I meet, and continue to meet on my journey that just say, you know what, Rodney, I definitely rock with the meditation and the mindfulness, but right now is not the time. I just got to keep pushing through. And then I meet them a couple weeks, a couple months later, and it's still the same energy, the same dialogue. And I can recall back to my very first Vipassana meditation sit, 10-day silent meditation, no speaking, where I could not run from myself. I could no longer just continue to endure and override the thoughts and distract myself with video games. I had to see myself fully. And it helped me really embody experiencing all of myself versus enduring. And think about that, right? What if we learn to experience more of life versus just enduring? To sit with our shadows, our doubts, and our fears, not as enemies, but as teachers guiding us towards growth and purpose. And this was something that evolved within myself over time. Vipassana was the first experience where I didn't have the language behind it, but I knew that being in those 10 days of silence, being in days where I would meditate for 4 or 5 hours and having memories of my childhood, having memories of my teenage years flash into my consciousness and knowing I couldn't run from them because when I wasn't meditating, it was showing up in my dreams. When I wasn't meditating, it was popping in my head while I was eating and I couldn't talk to anybody. But what I developed was a strength because I was like, oh, you know what, Rodney? I can sit with this. Yes, it's not comfortable, but I'm actually awakening feelings and emotions that I haven't connected to. And I realized this after the sit was done. And it's crazy because I went during winter break, probably about almost 10 years ago. When I got back home, right, and when I first started to speak more and integrate into society, I discovered that the laughter became stronger. The happy moments became more potent. And it hit me a few years later that, yeah, me enduring and not wanting to feel fully some pain also robbed me of fully feeling some joy, like love. And I would say I was a happy person, but happiness took on a whole new meaning. And these became these feelings, these emotions were not just enemies, but they became teachers guiding me towards growth and purpose. And I would love for you, as we move into this year, to look at your shadows, your doubts, and your fears, not as enemies, but as teachers guiding us toward growth and to our true purpose. And to help me really emphasize this concept of enduring versus experiencing, a poem that I share with our conscious educators in our training is Rumi's Guest House. You may have heard of it. Hey, if not, I would highly encourage that you read this again on your own time. But it begins, this being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. I'm just going to let that marinate within you. I'm not going to read that again, but you can always just rewind the tape and play that back. But this is important. And I got some things just for us to think about, right? He talks about this being human is a guest house. How do you currently welcome the different emotions and experiences that visit you? Do you resist them or allow yourself to truly experience them? And for me, it's definitely the scenario that I'm in. You know, I'm more vulnerable and authentic now, but when I began my journey of vulnerability and authenticity, it took me some time to show that to the world. The first layer was me just being vulnerable and authentic with myself. Like, you know what, Roddy, that really did bother you. When so and so said that, or when so and so happened and this took place, yeah, I didn't like that. And in a moment I couldn't express it, I would keep it together. But in my moments of stillness and sitting alone in the quietness, really allow for me to be authentic and allow myself to truly feel that emotion, right? Now, be grateful for whoever comes because each has been sent as a guide from the beyond. Hmm. Now, what challenges or emotions have you endured recently that you could reframe as opportunities for growth and wisdom? And this is something that I was always teaching as a youth development specialist. And this is the social worker's plate, right? We can definitely give you the good word and give you the framework of what you need to do. But I had to take a moment to step back and recognize that I didn't always apply optimism to myself. Some experiences I could be super optimistic, but some difficult experiences, heartbreaks, pains, past situations, it'd be difficult for me to reframe and I would try to push it away and just think, oh, poor me. But optimism, as I learned through brain science, is a skill that anyone could develop. And one thing I highly encourage is always taking a step back. And although you may view a situation fully pessimistic, you still have the conscious control and ability to view that situation from an optimistic perspective. So, what are situations that you can look at and be grateful for that you've been carrying resentment and bitterness towards? Moving into 2025, yes, I may carry that negative Nancy mindset, but I'm going to encourage you. Can you still look at that situation from the most highest good from a space of gratitude, right? Few more, because this is a poem that really resonates with me and has so many gems in this bite-sized piece, right? Now, even if there are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture, still treat each guest honorably. How am I shifting from enduring and difficult emotions to experiencing them with curiosity? What is this trying to show me? What is this teaching me? What is this awakening in my life? And then compassion, right? Can I still have love? Can I still be kind and gentle to support it in changing my perspective? And that's why the embodiment is necessary. Your ability to remain grounded and centered, to have ability to self-regulate, to be aware, is going to support you in dancing in these shadows. Few more, I promise, right? He may be declaring you out for a new delight. How do you create space for the transformation during moments of darkness or discomfort? I listen to life, to the universe, to the most high, whatever language you have towards it. But when things is happening, when things are getting difficult, I know life is trying to awaken me to the next level, right? Man, it's a blessing. I just got a brand new baby boy born healthy on New Year's Eve. What a blessing. And I can feel like the discomfort of raising two kids and having to support the wife, but at the same time, I see what's beyond the discomfort. It's like being in the gym and the workout, that last squat, that last rep. I know that that's what's going to help me build a new muscle that I had never felt before, right? So I'm not going to break them all down, but welcome them all and entertain them all. And this is where gratitude comes in. Any feeling, whether I like it or not, I give gratitude because sometimes my own mind can suppress feelings that I cannot connect to, that it awakens something inside of me that I need to feel that's going to bring me closer to a joyful moment. And also, the pain is beautiful because every painful experience that I have ever gone through has led me to my purpose. So, reflecting on the poem and the idea of experiencing versus enduring, how can you move from tolerating or suppressing emotions to embracing them as part as your personal and individual growth, right? Even spiritual growth. because honestly, life is always in the favor of life. And when there's friction happening, when there feels like things are not moving in alignment, I have to look back at me and see, okay, what is life trying to show me? Which way life is trying to take me? But if I keep suppressing it, if I keep hiding it, I may catch myself in the same loop, in the same track. And I have been there before too. So I hope that resonated with you. And I really hope that it helps you gain some wisdom and insight that you can carry over into the new year. And one thing that I want to really make sure that we do is not just talk about this. I've been sharing about the embodiment, talking about the transformation and the key pillar of enduring versus experiencing. And one thing that we have to do to make this truly an embodiment and etching it into our unconscious mind is the practice of stillness and meditation. And we're going to wind this episode down with a guided practice. So bear with me for a second. And one last thing I want to touch on, right? And we're in winter time. We just passed the winter solstice, and I had a teacher that shared with me years ago, and really always stuck and resonated with me. He was like, there's something powerful about the winter solstice. There's so many different things that we can talk about, but the simplest thing that any human being can truly grasp is that the winter solstice reminds you that even in the darkest of days, light is around the corner. And even in our life, we feel like when we're in this darkness that it's the end of the world. But if you look at nature, the blueprint shows you the reflection of the divine. And nature always reminds you that, yes, there will be moments of darkness, but what's after winter comes spring. And if we can just learn to hold on, right, it really allows us to use this moment of time as an opportunity for growth and transformation. So, now, I'd like to guide you through this practice to really help us embody this wisdom. This meditation is a space for us to pause, reconnect, and align with your intentions for the new year, right? We're going to do some self awareness. We're going to do some self regulation. We're going to integrate gratitude to develop the ability to elevate our state of emotion, skill that we must have and ability to do, not from Honey Boo Boo saying, I love you, not from the great gifts you had during Christmas, and not just from the wonderful times you have with family and friends. Those are great. But a master, an adept, is an individual that can elevate the state of emotion through their own thoughts, their own memories, their own breath, and gratitude. And gratitude is essential skill set. And then lastly, visualization, right? If we started to see the research of quantum physics, the realm where nothing comes from, and how we program that experience is through our thoughts and through what we hold in our mind. And the stronger the field of coherence, the stronger our magnetic attraction in our energy state really allows for us to co-create. It's what the science is showing with that quantum field. And visualization is key. And this is going to help ground ourselves and step into the version of ourselves that we are preparing to become and that we know already exists. Meditation is not just a tool for relaxation, it's a powerful practice that helps us to connect to that quantum space, the space where infinite possibilities exist. This is where we can align with the energy of what we want to create in our lives. And by entering into this space, we're not waiting for external circumstances to change. We are shifting our inner world to mold our reality to the future right now. Because a lot of us are constantly reprogramming and recreating the past in our present. But once our heart and our transformation is happening, we gain clarity of the purpose and the desires that truly align with our highest self. So I would like to invite you all to find a comfortable position. If you are driving, you can play this as mental noise, but don't close the eyes. I would encourage you to come back to this timestamp and begin this practice regularly. But start by finding a comfortable seated position. Allow your feet to rest firmly on the ground. You can even lay down flat on your back, whatever feels best for you. Now, once you have found a position to move into this practice, if you feel safe, I'm going to invite you to softly and slowly close your eyes. And the moment that you close your eyes, just become curious of this dimension of space that you're existing in. And we're going to begin our practice by doing just a gentle self-awareness check-in so that you can begin to see where you're at the beginning of this practice and at the end of this practice. First, begin to shift your awareness towards your physical body. How do I know my physical body exists? How do I know I have a body? Start by wiggling your toes or simply just sensing and noticing your toes, your ankles. Begin to notice your legs, shins, calf, knees, thighs, and just become present, become curious, shifting all of your attention into that space of the body, noticing the quality, the vitality. Do I feel heavy, tense, or calm and relaxed? Begin to shift your awareness up towards your hips, your tailbone, raising your awareness to the abdominal area, your stomach, your chest, your shoulders, your arms, your back, spine, and neck. And just becoming aware. Thoughts may arising, things may pulling you in different directions, but can I continuously keep bringing my focus and attention right back to my body? And just noticing without judging. And then begin to shift your awareness to your thoughts, shifting your awareness to the mental space and trying to observe them like clouds drifting in the sky. Some thoughts might be light and fluffy, others can be heavy and dark. Can I notice them without attaching them, without judging them? Can I let them pass without trying to hold on? And just noticing the quality of your mental space. And then from here, gracefully shifting your awareness towards the energy inside of your heart, and also noticing the space that you hold. How open or closed is your heart space? How heavy or light is the emotional energy? And just taking a note, where am I at on a scale of 1 to 5? Being honest, being open, being authentic. And as we transition into a little letting go, breath, and tension release, let's just start to begin by inhaling nice and deep in through the nose. Big sigh out. Beautiful. We're really going to try to elongate that exhalation, but this time we're going to add some tension and releasing, bringing your awareness to your left hand, your right hand, forearm, and biceps. Squeezing both hands, tensing up the forearm, be gentle on the nails. Inhale deeply, belly, ribs, chest, tensing up the arms. Holding here, drawing the awareness into the tension. Exhale, elongated sigh out. Relaxing the body and briefly bringing your awareness to notice the body soft, where there is no tension. Beautiful. We're going to do that again, but this time integrate the shoulders. Inhaling, squeezing both arms, biceps, shoulders up towards the ears. Holding for 3. Notice the tension. 2. Feel your body. 1. Elongated sigh out. And bring in a deep level of curiosity into the space that you're creating. Notice your fingers, your wrists, your arms, biceps, shoulders, and just allow the mind to have a deep level of curiosity, but also compassion, making peace with whatever is arising, positive or negative, but not pushing them away. Remember the guest house. Can I allow myself to invite each of these visitors with gratitude and appreciation? Last round, we're going to press both our heels. Last 2 rounds, both our heels into the earth, squeezing our calves, tensing up the quads, inhaling, squeezing both arms, shoulders, big breath in. Holding for 3, notice the tension. 2, feel your body. 1, release everything, elongated sigh out. One last time, full body, deep attention inward, inhaling, tensing up the arms, the legs, the jaw, the face for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release, sigh it out. Soften the body, soften the legs, and just be still. Be open to the space. Be open to the feelings and emotions, and allow yourself to dissolve into the various sensations moving from the tips of the toes, the ankles, the shins, the knees, the thighs, the hips, the abdominal, the back, the arms, the shoulders, the neck, the jaw, the back of the head, the front of the face, the crown of the head, and then sweeping slowly or fast from the crown of the head back down to the tips of the toes. And then meeting me back within your heart center and allowing this energy that we've cultivated, the space that we've created, to amplify our energy with gratitude. And if you could think about an experience, a person, an opportunity within this past year that you are extremely grateful for, begin to allow the mind to see this experience, see this person, see this moment, and playing back over and over again what about that experience brings joy and gratitude to your heart. I am playing back the moment my son came into this world on December 31st. I am playing back the joy that I felt within my heart when I first held him. And I'm allowing that visual to amplify a sensation in my heart and really breathing into it, for I feel the warmth and the light in my body. Allow this gratitude to be the bridge that shifts us into our higher state of being. Allow this elevated state of emotion to be the space where our healing and transformation begins. Breathe in once more, right into the heart, that gratitude. See that image, feel the person, the space, notice the sound. And as you exhale, spread that gratitude into each and every cell of your body. And now I want us to shift our mind as we move into our visualization for this practice. Imagine the heart awakening in a cocoon, similar to the caterpillar, seeing nothing but darkness, but for some reason it doesn't feel scary or frightening. It's warm, it's safe, and it's nurturing. And begin to feel all this energy that is tingling throughout the body, dissolving as you move your mind from the thoughts into the dissolution of the vibration moving through you, not in a destructive way, but in a way preparing you for transformation, going beyond the body, moving beyond the thoughts, merging into the heart, into that space of no thingness. You may waver in and out. And from here, in the darkness, begin to visualize the version of you that emerges from this cocoon, the version of you that you are awakening to in the year 2025, the version of you that is thriving physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. What am I eating? What fitness routine am I integrating? What books am I picking up? What meditation practices that I'm helping my mind become still? What emotions live inside of me? What feelings am I releasing? Feel yourself living with purpose, with joy, with clarity. See yourself moving into your career in a way that's truly in alignment with your heart. Notice and see yourself executing and accomplishing your goals. What does my day look like? What are my conversations having? How do I show up for myself every morning, every night, for others and the world around me? As vivid and as detailed as you can, but more importantly, can I begin to awaken the feeling of this version of me my future self as if it is happening right now? Can I connect to that energy, that excitement, that passion, that joy of what would it be like to be this version of me as if it's already happened? Can I allow that to awaken within each and every cell of me, bringing me closer, merging within the world of the quantum field through the feeling in my visualization to know that this version of me is already here? Can I feel that right now? Can I hold this image in my mind? Can I give gratitude to amplify the feeling in my heart? Can I give thanks for all that I had to let go of? Can I give thanks to all the pain that I once endured? Can I give thanks for everything that I have experienced to this present day to bring me to this point? And feel as this version already exists right here, right now. Anchor this image in your body. Let it settle into your heart and your mind. And begin to take a nice deep breath in through your nose. As you sigh it out, bring yourself back into this moment, being still to marinate in the sensations in your physical body, gently bringing movement into your toes, your hands, your wrists, your head, your neck, noticing how you feel physically, mentally, emotionally, putting a smile on your face, sending that smile right into your heart, and know that it already is, that this version of you is nothing but a breath away. Softening, relaxing, and knowing that this guided practice provided us with a foundation for reconnecting with ourselves, to gently navigate our shadows, but more importantly, step into our potential. As educators, parents, and individuals, these practices will help us embody calm, clarity, and intention in everything we do. And as I come to the end of this practice and podcast, I invite you to carry this energy into your daily life and to reflect on this, to deepen the experience. I have a few questions, right? What can I let go of this year to create more space for my growth? Reflect on the habits, thoughts, or relationships that no longer serve your higher self. What are you willing to release to make room for something new? How can I integrate gratitude more intentionally into my daily life? I'm talking about for the good and the bad. I spend twice as much time giving gratitude for the pain than I do for the joy. Ask people about me. I give more gratitude for what goes wrong than what goes right because I know that's what's going to make me stronger. How might it shift your energy and perspective? What shadows am I ready to explore with curiosity and compassion? True north. Exploring my crucibles. Can I write down those 3 or 4 negative charge events that I have experienced through my life that I have not touched? And can I just work on one? Can I just write that story back out again? Can I see where I feel it in my body? Can I see where I clamp up and shut down to let it be a teacher? Thank Rumi Guest House. Because each of these experiences has been sent from a messenger beyond. What steps can I take to embody my highest version of myself? What do I need to change today? What action steps can I take beyond the visualization? What can I do in this physical realm? Small, consistent steps. And lastly, who and what supports me in staying aligned with my purpose? It could be this podcast. It could be coworkers. It could be someone I go to the gym with. What environments are going to nourish my growth? Come to the Conscious Community Center. We're going to be having regular open community hours. How can you lean into these sources of support more intentionally? And just take a moment to sit with these questions. Maybe write them down, play it back, come to this episode again. But the reflection creates the clarity. The clarity leads to inspiration, and the inspiration leads to action. So thank you for being here with me for this reflective and transformative start to 2025. Remember, the winter season isn't just about stillness. in darkness. It's a time of preparation, of nurturing the seeds that will bloom in the spring. So embrace the quiet, lean into the pause, and know that this darkness is not forever. It's a cocoon where your transformation begins. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who can use a moment of peace and clarity. Subscribe to Conscious Educators, the Heart Centered Classroom, leave a review, and follow us for more heart centered conversations. If you rock with what we're doing and you want to help us grow, consider leaving a donation to support the Conscious Community Center. This space is where we're taking our work to the next level. We're serving more educators, more parents, more youth, more community members with tools of mindfulness, trauma-informed healing, connection, transformation, awakening. And every bit of your support helps us create a ripple of transformation. I'm talking about $1. I'm talking about a love, a prayer, $1,000, because we are working and servicing, doing the work of the Most High. We appreciate you all. We care about you all, and we love you all. Here's to a year of purpose, growth, and connection. And remember, your well-being is a superpower. Until next time, stay grounded, stay heart-centered, and stay true to your journey. Peace and blessings, family. See you soon.